Indonesia slow, KF-21 Boramae races with F-16 and JAS39 Gripen hunting Philippines. Despite being the first partner in the KF-21 Boramae fighter jet project, Indonesia could lose to the Philippines in having the 4.5 generation fighter jet. The KF-21 is now racing against the F-16 made by Lockheed Martin United States and the JAS39 Gripen Sweden to hunt for the Philippine market. iDespite being the first partner in the KF-21 Boramae fighter jet project, Indonesia could lose to the Philippines in having the 4.5 generation fighter jet. The KF-21 is now racing against the F-16 made by Lockheed Martin United States and the JAS39 Gripen Sweden to hunt for the Philippine market. Indonesia will share 20% or around IDR 15.3 trillion. However, along the way a misunderstanding arose between the two parties. Thus, South Korea feels that Indonesia has not fulfilled its responsibilities. Indonesia has only supplied Rp 3.5 trillion in funds. However, Indonesia feels that the technology transfer is not happening as desired, so adjustments are needed. Head of Public Relations Bureau of the Secretary-General of the Ministry of Defense, Brigadier General Edwin Adrian Samantha once explained that if there is a program that Indonesian technicians do not participate in, then it is natural for Indonesia to then make payment adjustments. That is what made KAI finally continue to develop the KF-21 Boramae without having to wait for Indonesia. The KF-21 Boramae made its first flight in 2022 and has carried out 2,000 flights, to test various systems and components. KAI stated that since then the development of the KF-21 Boramae project has been increasingly rapid and has now reached 80%. In fact, the KF-21 Boramae has begun to be offered to various countries. Therefore, when there was a potential market from the Philippines, the KF-21 Boramae quickly went after it, even though it had to compete with the F-16 and JAS39 Gripen. Moreover, the Philippines has openly stated its interest in bringing in the KF-21 Boramae. To several South Korean media, KAI Vice President Shin Dong-hak explained that the Philippines had submitted a serious request for information, although further discussion was still needed. Therefore, when there was a potential market from the Philippines, the KF-21 Boramae quickly went after it, even though it had to compete with the F-16 and JAS39 Gripen. Moreover, the Philippines has openly stated its interest in bringing in the KF-21 Boramae. To several South Korean media, KAI Vice President Shin Dong-hak explained that the Philippines had submitted a serious request for information, although further discussion was still needed. This means that KAI will be involved in tight competition with Lockheed Martin F-16 manufacturer and Saab JAS39 Gripen manufacturer. In 2021, the United States offered to sell 12 of the latest F-16 variants to the Philippines. In detail, America will send 10 F-16C Block 70-72 and 2 F-16D Block 70-72. The transaction was worth $2.5 billion or around Rp 40.6 trillion. However, the transaction for the Lockheed Martin fighter jet was delayed because Manila felt it was experiencing a financial crisis. In addition, the price offered for the F-16 is still considered too expensive. The Philippines is in dire need of additional fighter jets amid the escalating conflict with China over the Second Thomas Shoal dispute. Since the Philippines did not immediately buy the F-16, Sweden tried to step in to offer the JAS39 Gripen fighter jet. In June 2024, the Swedish and Philippine governments signed a key agreement for the procurement of the fighter jet. The Philippines is reportedly interested in purchasing 12 to 14 JAS Gripens, which are multi-role aircraft. If the transaction goes smoothly, the Philippines is expected to receive its first JAS39 Gripen in 2026 and the rest will be received in 2028. However, After the Philippines purchased 12 Fa-50 light fighters from South Korea, interest also emerged in the KF-21 Boramae fighter jet. So, South Korea seized the opportunity well before the Philippines and Sweden reached a final agreement for the procurement of the JAS39 Gripen. KAI feels it will be able to fulfill the wishes and interests of the Philippines, considering that the KF-21 Boramae is being developed and ready for mass production. In fact, KAI will soon produce 20 KF-21 Boramae to meet domestic needs, namely the Republic of Korea Air Force ROKAF or South Korean Air Force. Production of the aircraft is expected to be completed in 2026 and can be handed over to the ROKAF. The 20 KF-21 Block 10s are worth $1.41 billion or around Rp 22.9 trillion. The agreement has been signed by KAI and South Korea's Defense Acquisition Program Administration DAPA. Not only that, the ROKAF plans to acquire 100 to 120 KF-21s by 2032 to replace their F-4 and F-5 fighter jets. KAI feels that it will not be overwhelmed by the ROKAF's request, and has even dared to offer the KF-21 to other countries, including the Philippines. So, if the Philippines is serious about getting the KF-21, KAI is ready to fulfill the request. So, it is very possible that the Philippines will be the first to have the KF-21 rather than Indonesia, which has been involved in discussions about developing the fighter jet from the start. However, this does not mean that Indonesia will have a fighter jet crisis because it has purchased 42 Rafale fighter jets from Dassault Aviation, France. Even Indonesia plans to continue adding to its fighter jets, including not closing a deal to bring in the Sukhoi Su-35 from Russia.